You're going to think that I'm crazy. And you're right. This definitely does sound really strange. Almost as strange as everything else that we've seen. But it's a different type of strange. The type that really shouldn't be possible. The type that we never thought was possible. Then again, maybe that's not what it is at all. Maybe after all this time, I have started to lose what little sanity I had left. Wouldn't be surprising, would it? We've all been through a lot. And we're going to go through a lot. All of us. So, think what you will, but I knew this would happen. I knew when I spent that last night with you. The last night that I knew I would get to spend with you. I knew that this would be the result. I knew that after a while you'd begin to feel strange. You'd start feeling fatigued and you'd be a bit irritable. You would think that it was just a usual sickness. Maybe just all of the stress finally getting to you. Finally taking a toll on your physical health. Then you'd start getting sick in the mornings. And then you'd realize something hadn't happened yet. Not since a while before we spent a night together, and I disappeared the next day. I knew that you would start to panic. You'd go to Hanji because even though their mind isn't exactly all there, especially nowadays, you trust them. And if this was what you thought it was, you would need someone you could trust. You cried when you realized that you were right. You felt awful about it. But what else were you supposed to feel? Your boyfriend of nearly 4 years spent a night with you and then abandoned you. Without any explanation, without even telling his friends where he was going. And he left you pregnant. In the middle of one of the worst times in your life. One of the worst situations we've ever been in. You were left pregnant and alone. What else were you supposed to feel? I knew that you would sit with it for a while before you tried to write to me. You had an idea of where I went. You somehow managed to send word to me. Isn't it funny? You somehow knew exactly where I would be. You somehow knew that I would want to hear about this. You hoped that by telling me that you were planning to keep the pregnancy, you would convince me to come back. You thought that after all that has happened, after all the ways that I've changed, maybe this would change me back to the Eren you fell in love with. The Eren who always smiled when he saw you. The Eren who used to get into fights with Jean over the most meaningless things. You thought that he'd come back. You thought wrong. And I'm sorry. I am sorry over and over again. I will be sorry until the day that I die. But you were just wrong. I'm not coming back. The Eren that you fell in love with, the Eren you loved for so many years, the Eren that you wanted to marry someday, the Eren that you wanted to raise this child with. He's gone, and he is never coming back. I know how much pain this is going to cause you. I know that you're going to feel like your whole world is falling apart. It's natural. And I'm sorry for that. I know that you don't understand this now. But things need to be this way. I knew that this would happen, and I didn't try to change it for a reason. I'm not trying to talk you into anything. I am not trying to coerce you into making a decision that you did not make. You told me that you were planning to go through with the pregnancy. And even after you receive this letter, that won't change. I know that it won't. You will want a part of that old Eren to stay with you. You will want to find some comfort in raising our child. You will want to try and prove to me that things can go back to normal, that we can have a happy life together, and that things don't have to be this way. You'll want to convince yourself of it too. You'll want to prove to yourself that you can handle this. And you can. I already know that you can. You want to prove to yourself that you can bring something good into this world. Something that will only ever be good. I can't say that our child will only ever be good, but they will be like you. They will be strong, they will be smart, they'll be capable of facing any challenge the world throws at them. They'll be caring. They'll be compassionate. They will love everyone they come close to. The world will be better with them in it. And I know that you can feel that. I know that you know that. I wish that things didn't have to be this way. I wish that this could have waited until things were better already. I wish so badly that I could be there for this. That I could help you through all of this. That I could support you and hold your hand every step of the way. I never wanted to do this to you. I never wanted to put you in this position and just abandon you. Whenever I imagined our future together, I always imagined that we'd get married and we'd be like my parents. We'd move into a house together, we would start talking about having children, we would start trying, and then when we finally had as many children as we wanted and could handle, we would settle down and we would live a boring, ordinary life. I wanted that so badly with you. I wanted that more than anything. All my life I ever wanted freedom, and once we had that, I realized that it was just a lie. And all those dreams that I had, all those things that I wanted to have with you, they just shattered like glass. And I'm trying to pick up the pieces and make something that will mean something. And in doing so, I think that I did the right thing. Things are going to change soon. Things are going to get so much worse before they ever get better. Before they even come close to getting better. I know that this is going to sound horrible, and maybe it is, but with everything that is going to happen, I really can't bring myself to care. I knew that I would get you pregnant. I knew that you would want to keep it. I knew that this was something that would make you happy. At first, it would make you absolutely miserable, but I knew that eventually, you would overcome all of the challenges that are stressing you right now. And you would see that you can have the life we pictured for each other. Just not with me. I knew that I would be doing this to you. I knew that I would be tearing you apart, making you miserable and not even being there to try and hold the pieces together. I would do it all over again, though. The world is changing, and I want to keep you as far away from that as I possibly can. And I did it. Hanji will not allow you to fight when you're like this. Think what you want about that, but they won't. Think whatever you want about me, but I would do this again in a heartbeat, because I know that this is the only way that I'm going to keep you safe in this world. I wish that you didn't have to see what I meant. You will see soon. You will understand. It'll break your heart, but you will understand. And maybe it's just my ego talking, or maybe I just want you to be glad to be alive, but I hope someday that you will be grateful for this. For this chance that I don't know you would have otherwise. I still love you. I always will. Nothing in this world could ever change that. Do me a favor, will you? I won't get to see our child when they're born. I won't be there for a single moment after. So, Give them a kiss for me. Tell them I love them. Please.